All right, we're live. Now I just got to jump on here. Make sure I get everybody going on. Let's see here.
Tim got a haircut. I didn't get a haircut because,
That's the thing.
Maybe a little shave. Maybe a little shave.
I was gonna say that's the thing. After the age I'm at now, my hair is receding so far back. All I do is wear hats. I don't give it a chance. I just wear this damn hat from when I get up to when I go to bed, and that's that. That's for sure.
When you wake up with it in the morning, then we know you got a problem.
All right. What's going on, everybody? Go ahead, jump on in. We got the Peterson brothers from Dream Mat. Just making sure everybody can see this here. Making sure we're live and good to go. Let's see here. All right. I think we're good to go now. All righty. Let's see here. David, I could see maybe a quarter of your face. Are you able to scoot in just a hair?
Okay, I'm looking at our little screen that says who we are. Okay, so I got two screens that show our picture, and so obviously I need to.
There we go. There you go. Perfect. We're good to go now. All right, Mr. David. For everybody watching here, you want to go ahead and explain where this all started, man? How the heck did you guys get to where you're at now? Start from the beginning, if you don't mind.
The beginning of the beginning. Well, we'll just start out with the prospecting part of it, not the.
You got it.
Okay, so my uncle Dave, which is my wife's uncle, the in-laws, he was a prospector. We knew this, and I was over at his house, one of his birthday parties. And he was trying to watch his birthday was on the season finale of the first episode of Gold Rush. And he was watching that episode, and he was not paying attention to anybody at the party. And he had his piece of cake. He wasn't even eating it. He's sitting there watching this episode of TV. And I kind of felt he was being kind of ostracized in the group, so I went over there to kind of hang with him. And he's had some health problems, cancer. He was battling cancer. So I sat down next to him, and I'm like, hey, how's it going, Dave? He goes, pretty good. All grumpy. He goes, I'm trying to watch this episode of Gold Rush. I haven't been able to prospect all year because of my cancer, and I can't hear the TV. So he's just being this grumpy old man, which is good because you're old and you're grumpy and you got health issues. And so I watched it with him, and that show was awesome, man. I was like at the end of the show, I looked at him and I go, dude, let's go prospecting. He goes, oh, I don't feel good. I can't carry all this stuff down there. I said, okay, this is how it's going to work. I'll carry all your stuff down there. Dig the hole, and I'll carry all your stuff back. Let's go prospecting. And he goes, let's go. And so we went, and he took me prospecting. That's how I started prospecting. And the first trip out, down at Libby Creek, at the spot where I was just met Mr. James the first time up on the creek, right there after the bridge, down there below where the log jam used to be, but got blown out on that little corner there.
Natural eddy.
Yep, that little natural eddy there. We went down there, and we dug some hole behind one of the boulders. It was actually the third boulder back, the one without the crack. The next one, James was like talking about. And there was a nice little point spot where the creek runs behind it. And he does this pan, because I don't know nothing about panning. He just digs some sand into the pan. He does his panning, and he's looking at it, and we're counting the colors, because we call them colors because they're so small. And we're counting them. He goes, 20 specks. He goes, maybe more. And I'm like, 20? That's a lot. I don't know. So every piece of dirt that much, we'll get 20 specks out of. I go, we're gonna be rich. So I'm sitting there thinking, whoa, I'm doing math. Okay. So I start digging holes like I'm in the war, and I got to dig a foxhole because there's rounds coming over my head. And I dug this hole. No lie, that was a shovel round. I put a shovel in it, and it was up to my chest, right? And so Here we are digging this hole. There were some big rocks in there too, moving a lot of rocks. So we found some mercury underneath some rocks, which was really cool. So anyways, he's got this little Keen A52 and it's in the creek, and I'm giving him the screen buckets. I fill the bucket, screen it, and then he would take the bucket the little buckets, and he'd take them over and he'd feed the sluice. So with his little chair, he has like one of those little medical chairs that sit in the water. So he just sit right there, feed the sluice. So he goes, hey, it's about time for a cleanup. And I go, okay, what's the cleanup? We go over there and he goes, well, and he shows me and he does the cleanup and he pans it out and we're counting the colors. And I'm expecting you to see all this gold in there, man. Like, boomba! It's like, we're gonna be, I'm like, thinking about the conversation, how I'm supposed to approach the conversation about how much is mine and how much is his. I'm already thinking about this stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And then he's like, we got like 30, 40 colors. And I'm like, what? And I'm looking at the pan. I'm going, I look at him, I go, dude, your sluice is losing gold. Like, he looks at me and he goes, I got the best sluice on the market. It's not losing. I go, bull crap. I go, man, we did the first pan and then your math sucks. And anyway, so we had this nice discussion on the creek. And then from then on, me and him talking on the way home, we went like on the search for the Holy Grail. And we did that. And that lasted a year and a half. And we bought or built everything that was on the market. And we kind of come to the conclusion that if it was like really good for some reason, it had this weird quirk where you really couldn't use it in the stream, or you had to super classify, or you had to do something really dumb that didn't allow you to use it to get the good results. But
right.
it had, it seems like it was like, and we just never really found that happy spot, and really what we ended up doing was our best solution is the expanded metal over some 3/16 deep V matting and running it really slow and classifying down to 1/4 inch was our best solution. And because the deep V seemed to stop the overburdening in the carpet and everything else would.
Right.
And all the other stuff, underflow, sidewinders, all the other, all the boxes that were out there, all the it just didn't make it happen. Bazookas, whatever. We had all this. We did everything. And so then I joined the prospecting club because I enjoyed it so much with my uncle. We had a good time, and just getting into the clubs. One of his members of the club came over one night, and we were modifying like a bazooka, and we had clear plastic. We had lights in it. We wanted to see what we were going to make the bazooka better. We thought. Yeah, we really didn't. We just made it clear to see what was going on. So anyways.
You made it more badass.
We made it clear with lights. So anyways. Yeah. So we had all these ideas, and he came over and he's looking at what he's doing. And no lie, this guy turned his nose up and basically around, just like if you were like at a racetrack with the car, said, my sluice is better than your sluice. And I was just like, I was on, man.
We've all heard that.
Just like, and it's like, so we got in this argument, and I basically told him I could build a sluice out of a 5-gallon bucket in an X-Acto knife better than his sluice. So I was like really salting his mother. So the argument was on, and it went back and forth. And then I started talking to Dave, my uncle, let's design our own system, see if we can make it work. And
how old were you at the time?
This is 2013.
Wow.
Okay, so 2013. 2014. 2014 was we started to do make our own sluice. And nope, it was 2013. Yep, 2013, we were making our own sluice. And it went like for 6 months, and then me and my uncle had to take a break in our relationship because at this time we hated each other because we'd be working in the shop in the evenings, arguing and fighting so much. We decided that we're arguing and fighting too much over the stupid sluice. It ain't worth it. We stopped the sluice building for a while, just enjoy being uncle and stuff and have a good time. And so we did. But I was still trying to think about how to make this thing a better idea. And after coming back from the elk hunting trip, I was doing some research because I have engineering jobs in the background I ain't really talking about. I was looking I thought to myself, I'm not this smart. Someone's already done it before. What are the most advanced techniques on the market? Which meaning is I'm going to research all the new patents that are out there in mining and find out what is really the cutting edge stuff.
Right.
And then I started looking at really the stuff that people seem to be making patents on that are working and actually putting to market was patents surrounding centrifugal separation or hydrocyclones, either in the sewage industry, water treatment, or in mining. And then I started studying hydrocyclones. And so here I am, 2013, coming back from elk hunt camp with my brother. And down at Fort Peck, we went and shot some cow elk on a party hunt. And I got all these pictures of hydrocyclones in different illustrations and stuff, pictures of everything I could think of in mining hydrocyclones all over the walls while I'm cutting my meat. Just trying to
Man, you were getting deep. Yeah.
Yeah,
You were
trying to figure this out. And so then after I got my elk butchered, I went over to my uncle and said, hey, let's do this again. But I got a good idea. I think I got an idea that might work. And he goes, I don't want to go on that path again. No, I got this idea. I think if we could build an in-stream hydrocyclone, we would have a winner because this vehicle is a good vehicle. Everybody buys this vehicle. It works. We just need to make a vehicle like it that runs through the stream.
right.
And about 6 months later, we were almost killing each other again. We actually did kill each other again. I had an event, I'll call it, in his shop. I was drilling a hole with the drill press through a piece of sheet metal, and we were trying to get these boxes built. And they were being a pain in the butt, and it was my design that was a pain in the butt. And the drill press grabbed, did the whirly bird. The box hit me.
Oh shit!
I pulled the box off. Had an event. I'll call it an event. I don't want to describe it. And
Yeah, I was
after
gonna say,
I had
probably
the
a little
event,
more.
my uncle said, "There's the door. You can leave." And then I basically threatened to do the Yosemite Sam and print his face in the aluminum. You do with the coyote runs into the aluminum and Bugs Bunny, and then his mouth would catch.
Oh yeah.
And so we knew how to talk to each other in humor, so we didn't want to kill each other. So we're all laughing about this, but he was like, "Dude, you need to get out of here because you're freaking out." And it was so we took a break. So we spent like 6 months trying to get this to work in a lot of different versions and couldn't do it. Couldn't get it to work. And then so I left and I did my thing. And one night I had another epiphany, and I went back to his shop in the evenings. I'm talking, this ain't even a shop. This is just a little shed garage thing.
Oh yeah.
Just hanging with
a couple of those.
With him, in the evenings, it was a safe place to go hang out and just fun. And I said, I got this idea. He goes, well, I'm over here working on my in-laws' vehicle, and it hit a deer and replaced the radiator. And I go, well, I just need to get some stuff out of the shop and try something that won't be too long. And he goes, yeah, don't be going building anything in my shop. Just get your stuff and go. So I start building this thing. I was getting it going. And his relative comes in and stands over my shoulder and goes, what are you doing in here? And I go, oh, I'm trying to get this thing going. And he goes, boy, that's spinning really good. That looks really, that's going to work. And then he goes out and he yells at Dave, hey, Dave, he's got this thing in here spinning. It's really cool. You should come look at it.
Oh, shit. Yeah, He
comes in and looks at it, and he can tell he's getting ready to yell at me. Like, get out of here, man. And he looks at it and goes, hey, that looks pretty good. We ought to try to run through that. So he was like on it, He
all
just
for it at that point.
We're not fixing the radiator no more. We're sluicing dirt. And then so we sluiced the dirt. And so we had test dirt from Libby Creek. And so we had like 14 buckets salted with lead and other stuff that we'd rerun through this research system in his shop. So we had all these buckets, wrote test material. But Dave's a prospector, he's a miner, and he's got all these secret stash buckets that I claim are I tease him. He never runs these buckets because then he can always say how much gold's in them because he got them from somebody from the line or someplace special or this person or that person's some secret spot, and he can brag about how much gold's in the bucket. Because if he ran the bucket and there was nothing in it, then there'd be no story to tell. So he had all these story buckets, and he would never run them. I go, no, there ain't no gold in those buckets.
Collector's pieces.
So anyways, we run this material. And then after running it, he's doing the pan. The uncle, the expert panner, and he's looking at the pan, and he's, doing the pan thing, and he's looking at it. And you see this big smiley face of just fine gold. I'm talking just
Big
unicorn.
old golden smile.
No, it's not even flakes. It's not even stuff that's moving. It's just stuck. That fine gold that just sticks in the crack and doesn't move after it's stuck there. It's just a smiley face.
Yep.
And he looks at this and goes, "Why are you running my material?" And I look at him and I go, "I'm not running your material." He goes, "You ran my material. Look at the gold." And I go, "I'm running our material. There's a test material. There's a bucket. See it?" He goes, "There's no way because there wouldn't be this gold in the test material." And I go, and he's kidding me because he's mad. "You're running my material, you jerkwater," and all these other nice words he's calling me. And I go, no, Dave, you don't understand. And all of a sudden I look at him, I go, "You understand?" And then he looks at me, and you can see we didn't have to say it. And he looks at me and he puts up his hand and we do the high five because we both understood this gold had been in the system the whole time, in the material the whole time.
Right.
And we've never seen it. And
Never been able to get it out.
We caught it, and we caught it on the first run. And here it is. Here's the system. And we both knew that this gold had been there the whole time. So anyways, it's kind of like,
awesome.
And we used all these other systems. And so then right off the bat, I got in trouble because I went to all the other people because they had the audience in the barrel. They already did the marketing, already did the work. They all had their audience. And I figured, why did I market this thing? I'm an engineer. I'm not a salesperson. I say all the wrong things at the wrong time. I talk with my eyes closed. I got a squeaky voice, and I'm not. This ain't gonna work. and David selling Dream Mat. Ain't nobody buying that. People are like, it's like you ever been someplace like the carnival? You don't make contact with the carny person because if you make contact,
you just get on the ride. Yeah.
So I know that people would not even want to make eye contact with me; they just walk by. So anyways, I thought, so I get a hold of all these people and I tell them how great this thing works. And they all say the same thing. Either you're crazy or, yeah, we've heard this before. You're all crazy. You're a lunatic. You're a scammer or good luck.
Right.
And nobody picked me up on it. And I'm like, no way, I got to do this myself. And so I made this, and my feelings were hurt, genuinely hurt as an inventor and as an engineer and designer. I was a little hurt. And engineers aren't supposed to have any feelings. They're pretty tough, but I was hurt. So then I figured, well, I'll just make a video saying I got something that's better, and that ought to start the bee's nest right away. So I did. I put this little crappy video out, and from there, it's just been a lot of attention. And basically people coming and you say you got something better. Let's prove it. Let's break it. And they can't break it, and then it's been evolving from there so far. At least that's what I think.
Oh yeah, no, you've gotten good input from a lot of folks. I mean, you see people all the way over in Australia. You see people in New Zealand. I mean, you see quite a few people doing YouTube videos with the Dream Mat. And
so Dustin in Australia calls me. He calls me on the phone because he gets a hold of me and says, "We got to talk." And I figured on the phone. And he goes, "No, we got to talk." So he calls me. Your timing sucks. And I'm like, "What do you mean my timing sucks? I'm just getting ready to start my new company with my new mats and my new product, and then you come out with this." And I went and tested it the other day, and now I gotta figure out what to do with this. And I go, "What do you mean figure out what to do with it?" He goes, "Well, my opinion is the prospector, miner, just honestly look at your product. It works better than the product I was getting ready to sell." And I'm going, "Okay." And he goes, "But it costs too much dang much to ship to Australia. So we got to work out something." And Dustin, so transparent, such an upfront business guy, willing to sign any piece of paper to get something going, just put it down. And he has been like a champion in Australia. And he manufactures the product for me. I get my commission, my royalty. And that guy has made Dream Mat a household name in Australia. It's amazing.
Oh, it is. A lot of love over there.
Yeah, this guy was telling the story in Australia. He was all going. He came to Dustin, and he goes, "I guess I got to buy one of these Dream Mats." And Dustin goes, "Well, what do you mean?" He goes, "Well, everybody's telling me to buy a dang Dream Mat." And he goes, "I don't want it." Dustin goes, "You don't have to buy a Dream Mat." And he goes, "Just go out there in the creek and see what people are using." And it was during one of these holidays about mining, because all their independence is about mining. I don't know if you know that. Tea Party's us. Yeah, Tea Party is us. We're the Tea Party, Boston Tea Party, taxing Tea Party stuff. Well, the miners were getting taxed, so their independence that they had kind of with the little flag that's a different, like a cross, was overtaxing. I think it was Victorian miners, but I'm not an Australian historian. So anyways, they were getting taxed, and that's how theirs started. So they got a lot of mining holidays because of this. Anyways, so this guy's out there, and he's in this one area, and he's got his sluice, he's going up the creek, and he meets the first person, and he's got a dream map. And he asks him how it's going, and talks to him about his sluice. And to make a long story short, he comes to number 6. The 6th person on the creek, and he's got a dream map. And the guy looks at him and goes, and looking at the sluice that he's got, he goes, you just need to throw that thing away and get a dang dream map, or you're just wasting your dang time. So he comes back to Dustin and goes, I thought you're kidding me. Like, go to the creek and ask people what they're thinking about dream map. I didn't realize
randomly going up to him.
I think he was gonna have dream map. And I thought that was just such a great story. And Dustin's always saying, you guys in America, you got a lot of advertising, a lot of foo-foo, you got a lot of marketing, and you argue about stuff. And I look at your Facebook forums and the debates, and over here in Australia, everybody just stands around, drinks beer, and if it works better, we gravitate towards it.
Yep. That's awesome.
But a lot of people say, well, what works better? This sounds like a sales pitch. I know it sounds like a sales pitch, but what it is that what I think has happened, my honest opinion of what, besides us Peterson brothers just being us brothers and doing business and making this product and selling it, profiting from it, I gotta look back, why is it different? And you look at a lot of the materials made to catch gold through the 1800s till now are materials that were never engineered for gold. They're just kind of look good. And so we combine
whatever was laying around.
We combine standard metal because it's easy to get a hold of it. Looks like it's good. We combine miner's moss, and we combine carpet or deep V and all these things, but were designed and built for another purpose. And when I designed the mat for one purpose only, is to separate by density using fluid power material. So because we're in the gold game, density is good for us. If we were in the gold game, we wouldn't be good.
Right.
So we're in the density game. We're besides platinum and some other things, other minerals that would kill us, we're good. So so basically that's what we're trying to do here. And I think that a lot of times people are saying, well, I build a better box than you. And I almost, my brother's got the saying, he's picked it up. He's figured it out. He goes, the box don't catch the gold.
Exactly. Yep.
So he's got that going. And I laugh because it's the truth. And so it's just one of those things where, and then I always thought once we did the first regular dream map, we'd be good and we'd be set. We just plot our course. I get someone to do this for me on the side. I just see a royalty check, and life would be good. And then it took off too fast. And now we got all these different variations because I'm starting to realize it took me a while to do it. It took me a long time. The cube was the first one.
A lot of trial and error.
The cube was the first one. It took me a while to break down and make a specialty mat and stray from the formula. I felt straight from the formula that was working. But because I had a guy over the east side, over Gold Fox USA, calls me up and says, get your butt over here. I got to show you what I'm doing here. And I go over there and he goes, man, I've been running your mat in the cube. It's awesome. And so we talked about it, and due to marketing reasons and other stuff, it didn't quite happen with Kelly. But basically, I, developed this mat for the cube. And once I developed that map for the cube, I honestly believe for the first time, almost a whole year, I landed in stress because of controversy. People were telling me, it's kind of like, I kind of feel like people are saying like I like crossed the lines or the boundary or something. There's like this holy relic or whatever. I don't know what the deal was. Because you had a lot of true blue, like fly fishermen, the purist versus the worm dunker, and that's what it was kind of like. And I just let it play out. And all I saw was the fact that I couldn't keep them in stock and no one was returning them. That's all I could see. That's all I could see is that I can't make enough cube mats a week to make everybody happy. And
Means you got a good product.
Then I started making distributors. Started getting distributors, and then they were even eviler. I'm teasing because they would buy boxes of them, and now I have to keep it
Back to work, David. Back to work.
And then I get someone coming on a forum saying, "Yeah, the cube mat, the 3-mat don't work in the cube," and I'm just sitting there thinking, maybe he should tell some more people so I don't have to work this weekend. Maybe tell some more people because I'm having this other problem.
Yeah, tell the distributors that real quick, bud.
But I think a lot of it is, but the reality is we're just trying to create a better product. We're not trying to step on people's toes. We're not trying to cross the line. We're just trying to, and it's new, and it's gaining momentum. It's gaining so much momentum that in end of 2019, I made a decision with the wife to sell the business and get rid of it because I was working my engineering job and I was overloaded and I had a health event. And I said, it's done. I gotta fix this. One or the other. And I couldn't leave the security of my job and start over and reinvest in the business and the shop and everything.
And that's scary. Yeah, that's a scary moment. Yep.
And then that's when my brother Tim came to me and said, I'm not going to speak for him, but he basically said, I'd rather work with you than where I'm at now. And even though I'm making more money probably right now than I would with you, I'd rather work with you. He goes,
do what you love.
He goes, I'm going to build a shop and we're going to work together. How about that?
Hell
and
yeah.
I looked at him and I said, okay, you get the shop going, and as soon as we get big enough, I'll come hang out. Maybe it'll be a year or two. And it was 3 months.
Wow.
And I was helping him, and I had to come help him because he's like, it was actually like the first 3 months of him doing actual production because it took him a couple months to spin up. But once he got going, it was like, so he wasn't really working full time, but he was working full time, finally working full time, doing nothing but casting mats for 3 months. And then he basically said, I can't keep up. We're going to have to hire somebody and that's what he was saying. We need to hire somebody because I came to him and said, no, we're not hiring anybody. I think I'm going to be the first employee because I'm about ready to pop here because I was still helping him. And so now we're doing it together and we got this cool little fridge, over here. And so at 4 o'clock, and we kind of break down and we go into the fridge.
Oh, there you go.
We get the beer at 4:30 maybe, and then we get
nice.
All this other stuff, so we did all this cool stuff that we like to do. And so it's nice that, now the environment's different. I come to work, we hang out. So far, we've worked together before in a business, believe it or not, so we knew that we could argue, but so far we've only had like about 4 arguments, and he goes in his room and closes his door now and doesn't even argue with me. Like, forget it, I ain't argue with you. It's like, geez,
that's the kind of brother you want. That's the kind of brother you want. You just say, all right, you know what? I'll talk to you in a half hour. You get a couple of beers in you, you come back and you laugh your asses off.
He goes, forget you. I ain't even talk to you. I'm like, come on, man, I'm not done here.
I got something to say. Oh man, that's funny.
So it's been pretty good. So he's been kind of the guy who's championed really a lot of what we're doing here because it's now with all his business skills and my business skills and engineering skills, because I've told people for years in a laughing way, but it isn't always true because the companies were there not by accident that I worked for. They were there for other people's reasons that were successful. Way more before I was. But I'd always make the joke that, I get tired of making people money. And I say that a lot.
Amen to that, brother.
I was making other people money. But it really was a job. No one's been in my arm to be there. And I would do my best. But it's nice now that me and him are back together. Like we worked together at a log home company he worked with my brother Kevin for almost 10 years, but I worked for like 7 years. But we worked pretty good together. We did pretty good. And the economy shut down in 2008. It was no one's fault. We decided to go back into the workforce instead of trying to be broke business owners during that economic downturn.
Yeah, I was gonna say, how did did that slow your guys' business down quite a bit, or did you guys
COVID,
steady turn them over? Yeah,
COVID hit.
yeah.
Everybody was at home and they were bored. They weren't able to go over to their buddy's house and run their dirt with their buddy's stuff. So everybody had to get their own stuff. So COVID was like nuts. So if it was a cube mat, a bowl mat, or a 6x16 mat,
so business picked up.
It was
That's
like
awesome.
going like, yeah, we need to figure out how to make more of these. Yeah, because we can't make enough. And there's only so many hours in a day, and there's only so much time to do it. So
Tim, I got a question for you.
Yeah.
So how the hell did the first couple of days go when you quit your other job and started working there? How'd you feel, buddy?
Well, actually, what I did is after David's health event, I approached him and said, your life is worth more than than this business. You know what I mean?
Right.
And so I was selling cabinets at the time is what I was doing. So I was a designer, kitchen designer. So I was making really good money, and I said, okay, we're going to build a shop out of my property, and talked with my owner, and I had about 40 kitchens going at that time.
Jesus.
And he said, you could go ahead and quit, and you'll continue to get all the money from all your jobs. So it worked out perfect. So here for 6 months, I go into my cabinet job and work from like 5 to 8 every day designing, and then I come build the shop for 6 months. And so it worked out perfect. The cabinet job supplied my income where there was no income here at the time, and then I build the shop at the same time. So I'm working and building the shop. David come out on the weekends and help me.
He wanted really hard to finish the shop and have everything done. And after 6 months, I looked at him and said, "Sucks to be you, but you're gonna have to go to work." Because we can't. Because our guy that was casting mats for us across town couldn't keep up, and I couldn't keep up with the shipping in the evenings. It was nuts.
Yeah, David was like you said, his health event was mostly his stress that he had in his life of doing 2 jobs. He'd stay up till 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock every night, shipping all the orders out. So he was doing that for years and years and years. That's why, he would went on burnout. And
you go full burnout very quick doing that. That's for damn sure.
For about 4 years, I come home, eat supper, say hi to the kids, hang out for a little bit, and the kids, because kids are young, they start getting ready to go to bed. I start taking orders, going to the shed, ship orders, and most nights I was out there till 10. Some nights I was out there till 1 o'clock in the morning, shipping orders.
Jesus.
And it was what sucked. It was I always had a Saturday ship, and so it cut into my weekend time even. So it was stress.
Yep.
And then promoting it too.
Yep. So it led to a point of we worked together at our log home business, which was called Top Notch Log Homes. It was me and my 3 brothers. So it was 4 of us brothers.
4 of us brothers. Now that was an argument to get in the middle of.
You didn't put 4 of us together. It's called 4 Chiefs. None of us are Indians.
No Indians, yep.
Yeah, we 4 Chiefs. You get 4 Chiefs in a huddle, nothing gets done. Yep. And we would argue for hours. So it worked good when each chief had their own crew, and that's what we had. We had 4 crews going in our log home business, and that went well, like you said, until 2008. But so me and Dave has worked together before, and the hardest problem is it's just like with family, is learning how to communicate. So we're learning how to communicate all over again.
It's tough.
It does. You got to communicate. You got to be able to. Well, the saying I want to put up on my wall, I told David when we first started working together, it says, listen to understand. Don't listen to reply.
Man, that you hit it right on the head with that one, man. I try to tell myself that when I'm arguing with my brother, and it just, no matter what happens, man, we end up in a fight. Any business venture we've ever tried in our life, 2 chiefs, no Indians, nothing gets done. Every time, man. Every time.
Yeah. And so I'm gonna get even my nephew told me that saying, and I said I'm gonna get a big old huge banner and I'm gonna point to it whenever we argue and say, "Are you listening, David? To understand?"
David, look at it right now.
I work with a brother.
We both need it, not just him. Me too. I'm not. He's most of the time, but we do, and that's all in life. If I can listen to my wife to understand her instead of just listening to reply, then I can understand more of where she's coming from. But if I'm just listening to reply, I'm not hearing a word she is saying.
And I hear you 100%. That's the same thing with my old lady. We got a 4-year-old and a 9-year-old, and it's some nights it's in one ear and out the other, and then the next day she's has a meeting or something, and I'm like, "Where the hell are you going?" She's like, "I told you probably 5 or 6 damn times."
Yep.
Listen to understand, know.
Yep.
One of the times. Yep.
We're men. We're men.
Yep.
We are fixers. We don't want to understand. We fix. And so when we can finally, even as men, if we can understand each other, and what I call that is humility. Humility is the foundation of good relationships. Pride is what tears down relationships. Pride, arrogancy, me, self. I've coached baseball and basketball for over 20 years. And my key foundational thing that I've taught to all my kids and players is take the blinders off and see the needs of others more than the needs of yourself. When you finally can start seeing the needs of others more than your own, then you live a satisfying life because it isn't
So if he wanted to tell his kids who weren't listening to this condensed version, he should just say, "Pass the ball."
Pass the damn ball.
That's good. Ain't about you. We called it "You Aren't the Black Hole." So it was quite the venture. The last 6 months, of course, it took twice as long to build the shop. Took twice as long money. Here, all of a sudden, prices of lumber and everything just escalated out. Oh my gosh! And it's just and I'm glad I got a lot of it done before it really peaked out, but it's been great. Now we got a beautiful facility to build the mats in, to expand, and to all the so it was good. A lot of people would say, just like, you'd rather be doing this than doing cabinetry? I said, yeah, it's because what I always say in my family life is, you create the chaos in your own life. Nobody does it for you. You do it. Are you sucked into that? Is your life in order? If your life is in order, you have less chaos. If you have less chaos, you have more peace. You have more peace. You have more contentment. And so what a playing in all that is that when I work for myself a lot, I can create the atmosphere I work in.
Some people work in a circus or meat grinders, what you call it. I used to work in a place where people came in and hamburger stuff came out, and so your job was already high stress as it was, and so it was dog eat dog, and everybody's against each other, all that kind of dynamics, because those people aren't, you're working with them, but you have those bad dynamics in the business, and usually that's only happens in niche markets, because niche markets is some weird thing that all these people got to have. It's a fad, so it don't need management. It just has to happen.
Well, and
for people have to have management for like cars and stuff and manage companies, because it has to happen. It isn't just a niche market, and and so this, in a lot of ways, that what we're doing here is kind of nice. It's just the two of us, and Tim's got warehouse experience. He's got shipping experience. He's got sales experience, and I
got pouring waffles experience.
So
pouring waffles and making coffee experience, right?
He was bragging to me that that he used to come work for me because pouring mats would be easy because he makes the best dang waffle. I do. And I'm like, are you serious? And he went on and for 10 minutes bragging about how kids would bring waffle makers, their own waffle makers, to in his basketball teams to the sleepovers so that they could get their waffle quicker. And I'm like listening to Tim, and I'm
Have
just
it
like,
pre-made, ready to pour.
I did. I for like the first 12 years
That's
of my
awesome.
kids' lives, every Sunday I would make waffles. And so we had a traditional, and I'd make waffles every Sunday, and I perfected the waffles. And so when we would have the varsity basketball sleepovers and stuff and go over game film and all that, once they tasted my waffles, all the kids would come with their own waffle makers. They said, one waffle maker ain't enough. We gotta
have 5 or 6. Let Tim go ham on them.
And so it was funny because I pour the mats. I making a lot of the mats. David's starting to finally help again. He's learning
About time, Dave.
He's learning how.
So I was still doing my engineering job. I basically stood in front of Tim. I told Tim, I go, we got to get the casting rooms going. Can't play with this shop forever. We're overburdened. This is how Randy's doing it. You can do better. You need to champion this. And I fed him all the information I knew because I developed the process. I had a guy before Randy, and then Randy do it. I developed the process. And I looked at Tim and I go, this process has been evolving for years. And when you get a hold of it, it's going to even get better. And now, he's the grand champion waffle maker now. It's like,
hey, I got to have some waffles when I get over there, Tim, all right? I got to get some waffles
in my
from
room.
you now.
You need to get out of my room. You're in my room. And I'm like, oh, jeez.
You're in my space. Let me pour my waffles. Let me pour the mats.
Yeah, so I got to close the door and almost have to put a lock. I lock it, you know what I mean?
Right.
It's like do not enter when door is closed.
It's funny. It's, manufacturing. I told Tim, because I've been doing engineering manufacturing for a long time. And I go, there's no glory in engineering manufacturing. There's always something messing up. Cars don't go together and get faster and get newer. Everything comes apart. Nothing stays together. In manufacturing is the same thing. There's always, you think you whipped every problem, and then these problems start happening. You fix that, and then this happens. It's almost like you're trying to fly a plane, and you're trying to keep it going because it's
keep it up in the air. Yep.
And he's all like, "Oh no, I got it under control." And the next thing you know, it's like, "What about this?" And I go, "Well, let's fix it." And Tim goes, "Let's do this." I go, "Hey, that's a better idea than the last one." He fixes it, says, "Oh, we're good now." And the next day, he says, "Oh man, look what's happening here." And so manufacturing is funny. Is we're constantly trying to make this product better because I don't want to hurt people's feelings that have bought Dream Map for so many years, but the reality is I had friends who are very smart and qualified people who are very techie, like automotive industry, mixing paints and body shop guy. And then I had like the guy used to run a poly shop facility, cutting CNC machine, used to run the whole poly shop thing for this large engineering firm. And so I have these really smart people helping me cast these products the best we can. But the reality is that even at that, it was a side gig. And we did the best we could. And now here we are, and it's amazing. I look at the product and where it's at. And I always tell people, we're not going to the moon. This is at NASA. We are washing mud and rocks. We are putting a mat in there, and we're throwing mud and rocks on it. It is not a beauty pageant.
I think you got to give yourself more credit, David. You got to give yourself a much more credit than that, brother. I mean, think about it. You came from the original mat, and now you have all different sizes. You're doing colors. Don't bullshit me. Give yourself more credit. You guys need more credit than that.
But since then, like this backyard stuff, or the side gig, now that Tim's doing it, it's amazing. We have really firmed up a lot of the processes, and he likes colors. He's always doing stuff with colors. He's got all these different color ideas all the time.
Did you see David's flag he did the other day?
I had the flag.
I saw the flag, yes.
I could finally outdo him with colors, so I had to do that.
What are you going to do today, Dave? I'm going to do a flag. And I'm like, you're going to waste all day on a flag? You got this thing. He's like, I'm going to up you one, Tim.
That's the brother love right there kicking in. That's I got to one up you, Tim. That's what that is. Yep.
Yeah.
No,
it turned out
awesome.
good, but the flag, when he poured it, after it's done, I said, the flag's backwards, David. And he's like, It depends on how you look at it up on the pole, Tim. I go, it's not on the pole. It's on the ground.
Anyway,
Oh, you guys got to put that up on like a mantle. There you go. That would be perfect. Every time you see that mat.
That mat is a giveaway. We challenged the group
for the best video.
Oh, was that one? Oh,
video.
nice.
Best dredge video. Best Dream Mat dredge video this summer. So here, when the summer is officially over, the first day of fall, I don't remember what it is. I'm gonna get on YouTube and I'm gonna spend some time looking at YouTube. And I'm gonna find the best dredge video, and I'm gonna give that person that mat.
That's awesome. Hell yeah!
And so it kind of just like, and now I'm in trouble because I got all these people that are in the Dream Mat group, and the people out of the group going, are you trying to say I gotta buy a Dream Mat first, then make a video to win a Dream Mat? And I'm like, guys, I'm not trying to cause problems.
No, you put this one on your wall.
I'm trying to have fun. And I go, you can always sell the one you buy to somebody else. Come on, man.
You always got.
It's just funny. It's like I was like, oh, geez.
You got nitpickers. If it's not one thing, it's another.
Soon to fill my new dredge, so always looking for the next best thing from Dream Mat.
You know what?
That dredge mat is going to be the pattern beat. That pattern. Sorry to interrupt you.
Oh, you're good.
That pattern, when we developed that pattern, we had to solve a lot of problems. That fast flowing water, all these. I could get really geeky on a whole bunch of things, but if you look at how that pattern, the key is the regular Dream Mat. The water comes up over the cell and has to eject the lights, but then has to fall down back into their cell. Mm-hmm. And because we had to shelter the cove, solve the fast water from eroding the cells and everything, we slanted the mat back and made it what some people call a progressively falling mat. Okay. And so what happens now is the water comes up out of that cell and it goes directly down into another cell.
Yep.
So it runs more efficiently. And that dredge pattern is actually the micro is a mini version of the dredge pattern.
That's what I
thought. Because it got so small, some features were filling with bubbles and I couldn't cast it. I had to kind of change some things for manufacturing. It was basically the same thing. So the micro and the dredge pattern are almost like the same pattern. And my opinion is now we've been being bugged by our community for a long time, but we've been busy, and they're all like saying, I want to tell you this dredge mat. I want to eat this dredge mat. And I'm like, I don't have time to do this. And Tim goes, you got to do this.
I was just going to bring that up too. I see a lot of people using dredge mat for their river sluices. Yep. And that's freaking awesome, man.
It is very, very efficient. Because
with my grizzly bars in that mat, and I've ran without my grizzly bars in that mat, and my grizzly bars stay at home. They don't come with me to the claim anymore. That mat just ramps those rocks right up and off and out of there. 2-inch, 3-inch rocks, flat rocks, round rocks, you name the shape. It just ramps them off. They just keep on tumbling on out.
When I was developing,
just keeps going into that cell. It's beautiful.
Yeah. When I was developing the mat and took it down to the creek to test it and put a hose behind it and do pressure tests and stuff, because I had to mimic dredge flow and I had a high banker and I was using the high banker down at the creek, but I was wanting to shovel material instead of my test material, which sometimes gets you out of your environment. Your test material kind of seems to get too classified or too certain size. So I'm down at the creek and I'm doing some shoveling into this plastic cut up Bondo prototype. And so because this is the reality of Dream Mat. This is the reality of Dream Mat. A lot of people don't realize this. A lot of people think I come up with these good ideas on the computer and they look really cool, and I print them out and I sell them. Never happens that way. Never.
Nope.
What you see,
not designing.
Is like the version that is like version 10. And I started out with version 1. I built it. We tested it and going, that doesn't really work as good as I thought it would. Let's change this. And so we do through all these changes because what are we looking at every time? Results. Is it catching more gold? Is it working better? Results. We always look at the results. And so with the dredge mat, when I was finally getting to the pattern where I wanted it, and I knew it was hopefully going to be the last test, I'm down at the creek and I'm just shoveling this material into it because I'm trying to pretend to be a dredge in a speed banker, which doesn't classify. So I'm trying to do these surges of material. And then I stop between these surges, and there's this bullet sinker in the first cell, just laying there, bullet sinker. And I'm like, oh, wow, caught a sinker in the first cell. That was an accident. And I'm shoveling.
Good accident.
And then it's like about a while later, I look, sinker's still there. And I'm like, man, that thing's being persistent. It'll get knocked out. And I worked the rest of the day, and that sinker never moved. And I'm sitting there going, man, that sinker hung out in that first cell with all that material and all those rocks hitting it, for 10 buckets with that high flow. And I'm going, okay, it caught the big gold. Now did I catch the fine gold? And of course, in the area I'm at, I know what the gold needs to look like. And I do a cleanup, and I'm just looking at this going like, man, this is getting scary. I'm trying to figure out, what am I going to tell people? Works better than the better? And I'm just like, I figure, what's going to be? We're just going to have to tell people what we always tell people. 100% money back guarantee. Don't love it, send it back.
Right.
And we don't have a really return department.
Right. It's coming. No, that's funny. And I was thinking of that too. I was trying to come up with kind of an analogy, and it's kind of one of those deals where, you order the same exact food item from a freaking fast food joint almost every single time. I know a lot of guys that go to the same place or the same thing, and it's kind of like that aspect where they're stuck on it, because they don't want to try a new thing. Well, when a new thing comes out and, a new food item and it happens to be really good, and they're like, you know what? I got a wild hair up my ass. I'm going to try it out. And then they get hooked on that. That's how I feel Dream Mat is once folks actually get it in their sluices and they try it out, and they're catching gold, they're hooked. They're hooked for life.
Yep. One thing I don't want to be is like Camel. I don't want to be like Camel. Because I can never figure out why every year that company needs to come out with a new pattern.
Right.
And the pattern I bought last year works just fine. And I used to be an avid duck hunter. I mean, we used to be like serious duck hunters. Like we watch the videos and we laugh at the people on the videos like they suck, man. we got champion
going out
dogs.
every weekend.
We got dogs that will fetch 3 ducks, turn around and do a tap dance and bring it back to us, and their dogs can't even come back, Anyways, so I was doing all this crazy duck hunting. And we sit across from we spot and we look at other people that were kind of edging on us, and we'd see them, and I'd look at them and I go, I can see you. And then
they're looking around for you.
I just want to let you know, whatever camel you're wearing, don't work because I can see you. And if I can see you, the ducks can see you.
Go back to the store.
And because we would wear a camel and we go out and test it, and if you could see me, that we wouldn't buy that camel. So we understood that ducks can see people. If you ain't wearing good camel, you ain't killing ducks. And there were certain patterns at the time that we would wear, and all the other ones were just, they sucked. And so I don't want to be like a lot of people, like I'm inventing these different masks because they're just different camel patterns.
Right.
I'm usually behind on rolling out stuff. Like we just released the combo mat. Go grab a combo mat, please. And Paul Jarvis has been asking for this mat for 2 years. So here's one of our distributors asking us for this mat.
Good guy, really good guy. Love his videos.
We haven't been able to do it, and so we were talking about developing a couple mats. And my brother asked me, and I go, well, if we don't do the combo mat for Jarvis and come out with something new again, he's gonna kill us. So we got this combo mat that we got the micro. And then we got the AD, and then we got the mini. And we are going to release a video next week showing us dumping all of our dredge cons on a sluice in the creek and not even going after the tailings and pulling off that pin and showing you that we could take our dredge cons to this mat, drop them on them for a whole 2 days. Well, we didn't really dredge 2 days, a whole good day. So we had about 2 inches in the bottom of the 5-gallon pail. We dumped it on here, ran it, put it in the pan, panned it, boom, there's our gold. We didn't need cubes, we didn't need setups, we didn't need super keen sluicers, super hog multi-sluices. I'm not trying to say these brands for to down these people and their products. I'm just saying we don't need, these are common setups that we hear about all the
Right.
time. So, I'm just saying them because they're common. We know we use these things. And so all these equipment that people are using, all these setups to run their cons, and I took this mat here, dumped
Go ahead
it
and
off,
show everybody from top to
it was
bottom.
done, and it was macaroni. And we actually did put a tailing sluice behind the first run, just goofing off to see if we catch anything, but there wasn't anything in it. So basically what I'm trying to explain to people is the mat solves a problem of over complexity, a bunch of different expensive equipment, and having to run stuff multiple times. So what the honeymoon would be, I got this whole bunch of materials.
And what for all the viewers there,
would be,
what size is it? What size is the combo?
Right now it's 12 inch, but we're going to be coming out with a 10 and an 8.
Okay.
So the honeymoon, the perfect world would be, I always think to myself, if I was a prospector and I was dreaming about how it should be, this is how it would be. Go down to the creek, run my sluice, put my cons in my pan, go like this, suck the gold, go home. I shouldn't have to bring all my cons back home again to run again. I shouldn't have to bring my dredge cons buckets home again to run again. I should be able to, in the field, easily, after I run my dredge, put all my cons in a pan, and actually my 16-inch dredge will fit all into one pan, spin off the magnetics. We got guys in the field that after they run the 16-inch dredge, they're not even running it over the like this mat, like I said, they're panning it out, and they're sucking up their gold in one pan in the field. And then their buddies who are running the other mats, I shouldn't have said any names before, I wasn't trying to, but these are just common tools that other people are using.
Right.
They have buckets. So they have they got like eighth of a bucket of cons. And so the first time I dredged with a guy that I really enjoy prospecting with, and he's a great guy. And he goes, I want to try your dredge mat with 4-inch dredge. So we did this on Libby Creek. We dredged. After we dredged, we did a cleanup. And he put all the cons in one pan. And he's looking at it, and the first thing he looks at, he goes, oh, we lost gold. And I go, how do you know? We haven't even swirled the pan yet. And he goes, because I usually have like 2 heaping pans of cons, and we only got a little bit, so I had to lost gold. I go, no, you don't understand. It gets rid of all that crap. It leaves
more concentration.
Nope. I no matter what, I understand what you're saying. I have it in my other stuff, and I know what you mean, but I just can't trust a dredge that doesn't produce a large amount of cons. And he goes, and then so we panned it out, and I go, so how we do? He goes, we did good. He goes, we did
everybody's used to having
super good.
Quite a bit, to take home.
On the crick, so he goes, this is my best pan on the crick so far. And he goes, but I'm not putting your dredge mat back in there again because I cannot lose gold without and not have those cons. And I'm just like, no problem, man. But it was funny. It's like, and so I'm sitting there thinking, there's that they feel the concentrates are a safety factor, but the mines, what they're trying to do is get rid of high volumes of cons, not send to leaching, lower their leaching amount, and concentrate more of their gold so they don't have to move mountains of cons. So when you go to a mine and you explain to them, so the 12 by 36 the 12 by 36 micromat happened because Dustin was selling all those 6 by 16s to these mines, and they were testing with their crushing material. They loved it so much they came to Dustin and said, are you going to build us a mine mat, or are we going to buy a bunch of these stupid little mats? Are you going to sell us toys, or are you going to sell us a mat? And so Dustin called me and said, you better get a 12 by 36 micro on the market because I'm releasing mine because I'm tired of selling bootleg to the miners, and then the miners are showing the prospectors saying, how come I can't buy one? And so they're running. So we got these guys here.
I got one of those. I love those. I love that mat.
These guys set up in mines in Australia, 2 wide, 6 long, and they are running bucket loads of cons over those things.
I told you about this. Remember that, Jared? When we were in the
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that micro man, I tell you what, dude. You know what's funny is the second, or I think it was the third trip I went over there, over to James's claim, and you know, I had brought the micro mat over, the 12 by 36, and it's funny as hell too. Before I get to that, when I got onto the website, I'm like, these guys better not be sold out already of this damn mat, because I want my hands on that mat, because I got a custom built 3-in-1 that I had built from gotten built from Creighton, which is Casey in our group.
Yes.
And I was like, dude, I gotta get a 12 by 36 micro mat, put that damn thing in there, get some footage of it. And I actually got a video on my phone, and the first half of the mat is just every single cell has color in it. Every single cell was just packed. And me and James were just dancing like little children for probably about 5 minutes straight before we even touched the damn thing.
Yeah, we sat there in the sluice for a few minutes before we got enough to, okay. Now
everybody crowded around the mat and the high banker, and everybody was just in shock and awe how well that freaking micro mat did. So kudos to you guys for making that 12 by 36, because I mean, it probably would have taken a lot more people saying, David, Tim, make that damn 12 by 36, or else we're going to bother you for the next couple of years. So you made a lot of people happy.
A lot of other people requested certain kind of mats, but we're trying to capture this low-hanging fruit, meaning that we're trying to capture mats right now that we can reach really quickly, and that people have been asking for. And actually, Tim would move out of the way a little bit. We got this thing in the background in Tim's Bigfoot mat.
I love it. Absolutely love it.
And I announced
that's what that was.
On the Facebook page.
I thought that's what that was. I was gonna ask you guys, but I was waiting for you guys to say something.
Tim's got a product because people have been asking for a certain size product for a long time. And he sees emails too, because we share our emails. And he's all going, so when are we going to do this, Dave? I go, we ain't got time. We need to do this. We ain't got time. Tim goes, we're going to do this now. And it's going to be my product, and we're going to call it the Bigfoot product.
It's Bigfoot is joining the unicorn.
So my brother
awesome.
has got this Bigfoot thing going, and it's going to come out. It's going to help people that are on the go. So anybody that's backpacking, hiking, sniping, on the go, and isn't needing to carry the big equipment, they're going to be pretty excited about this next line of equipment. So we're just getting our foot underneath ourselves on getting our suppliers in for our boxes and stuff like this. And of course, here we are. We want to do boxes. We want to do sluices, but we just want to do the simple stuff. We're not trying to compete like with Paul or Dustin, all these manufacturers. What we're trying to do is we're trying to create the simplest, smallest, cheapest equipment, not cheap in a way that's chintzy, but just economic. Because what we want to be able to do is we want to be able to allow people to come in and value shop and get started. And later on, if they want the super razoo or add stuff to it or do stuff, they can. So we're not trying to do that. So simple sluices, simple clamps, just to support our equipment. Because what happens is when they go out to try and find somebody else, they tend to spend time, they get discouraged, they don't order something, and plus they may not order the right thing and it's not value towards them. So we're trying to make it that way. But the problem is, we thought this was a great idea.
Right.
And then we got all this stuff and said we're going to do it. And then the COVID supply chain said, yeah, let's see how long it takes you to get your stuff.
Right.
And get going. So you know how it is. So now we're just starting to get going through the hiccups, get the clamps, the boxes out there. And it's funny is just the other day, someone looked at me and goes, dude, your boxes don't even have handles. And I'm like, yeah, they don't. They don't have handles because they're economy boxes. Buy your own handle.
Right.
And then it's like, I released these clamps. And this guy goes, dude, you didn't even drill the holes in your clamps. I'm like, yeah, they're economy clamps. They can drill their own holes. It's funny, but all I'm trying to do is I'm just trying to meet a need. I'm not trying to compete with all these other fabricators because, believe it or not, I don't want to be a fab shop. We want to focus on Dream Mat. We're just having
Right.
minimal support equipment, and just trying to help the community get into stuff for an economy price, So,
Well, when I first heard,
Box
oh, go for it, James.
have them. I mean, it's perfect. You have a product that someone can put into the whatever box, whatever system they already have. Dredge, high banker, power sluice, river sluice, whatever. I mean, it's a great niche area as far as I'm concerned. I think it's the easiest, best upgrade anybody can do.
Right.
And Tim said it perfectly. The mat catches the goal.
I want to see him drink a beer through that.
Oh, we got to see it. Let's do it,
Yeah, let's
Bigfoot.
see you drink a beer through that.
Before we go on break, let's see it. Come on, get it in there.
Spillage, any spillage is alcohol abuse. Nice, well done.
Let's go ahead and take a quick 5-minute break. Use the restroom. I gotta go grab some water. Of course, I left
Do you
my
do
nice.
giveaways? Do you do giveaways on the episode?
I do, in fact. Before I show it, yeah, let's do that after.
No, but I'm saying we'll figure out some way that people can call in or interact where we can do a giveaway of a little 6x16 mini mat sluice.
What's going on, everybody? We're back.
Hey, buddy.
All right, so back to where we were at here. I'm hearing some kind of lag. Uh-oh. I don't know what. Let me see here. There we go. That's better. That's much better. All right, perfect. James, go ahead and scoot over to the right just a hair there, bud.
I always scoot the wrong direction, too.
I know. You're looking at the camera and you do this thing. Yep.
So I'm dyslexic on top of that. So can I figure it out? No, it's about like dangerous.
So one question I wanted to get started with you guys. So what kind of new products or anything kind of spoilers can you give the viewers here for maybe next summer's ventures or even going into fall? You guys got anything you could spill?
We're going to not spill something, but we're going to say there's something in a box right behind us, a piece of equipment. We'll tell you what it is, but we're going to be shipping a product from that piece of equipment worldwide, meaning it's going to be not a cast product. It's going to be a different type of product. So we'll have that coming. Don't want to really spoil that too much. Then also, we got the Bigfoot series coming out here next month. I have an R&D board that has 17 items on it that I want to bring to this company that are all different products that we're selling right now. But the reality is, that means we're going to have to grow and be able to find time to do that and catch our existing product line. You know, one of the things we're doing right now, of course, that we just talked about is the 8 and 10 inch dredge mats.
8-inch dredge mat by 36.
Hell yeah.
10 inch.
Awesome.
We got those out there on the web.
10-inch dredge mat.
Nice.
So people can basically, you know, a lot of people have the 10-inch style, 2-inch or 1.5 or 2.5-inch dredge combo 10-inch box or 12-inch box. And the regular Dream Mat does a pretty good job, especially if you have a high banker light that drops off the screening and runs it. But there are some that there isn't a screen, and you kind of just like power sluicing or power dredging. And the dredge mat, you know, those people are going to be excited about that. So, yeah. So I got that monkey off my back, and we had Tom Matheson from Mountain Mining West swing by today. And so he didn't have to pay shipping because he's right over in Ratham, Idaho, because he was picking up some other stuff. And he saw our 10 and 8-inch dredge mats, and he cleaned us out. And we're like, thanks, Tom. Awesome. Just, you know, the love is just so much there. So now we just put them up on the site, and now we're going to have to do the casting dance. Now, you know, like hurrying up trying to get stuff done because Tom steals all our mats.
Behind the wheel again.
Laughing about it, too. He thought it was pretty funny.
No, that's awesome. That's awesome. So as far as, you know, where you guys started to where you guys are at now, you guys got your own shop, you know, you guys both are doing this full time. You know, with how fast you guys are growing, do you guys foresee in the next year and the year after having to bring more people on, you know, to fulfill the orders, to be able to help with, you know, keeping up with the 8-ball, you know?
We already have his son and his daughter have helped us with some online stuff. And his son comes in twice a week and helps us with our e-commerce on Walmart, and Amazon is helping us get set up and some other stuff. We've kind of got Shopify and our website linked, me and Tim, somewhat, but there's that. We plan on using his son quite a bit for that. And we are looking at also a couple other individuals that we can see that there's going to come a point where, especially during hunting season, we both want to take off, because everybody knows in Montana, hunting season is like a religion. You know? no matter what other activity you're involved with in your life, there's this thing called hunting season, and you must rise.
You stop everything. Yep, I hear you there.
And,
I go hunting. He stays and does the shipping.
no.
Is that the deal you guys made out? Is that what that is?
I don't even have to go out there and miss them. I could just pretend I missed them and not be there. Because he kills everything he shoots. I miss everything. And so I could just pretend to miss them, I guess, But anyways,
in the future, we already foresee, hiring somebody on to do a lot of their, shipping facility or shipping out. I get in here 6 o'clock every morning, and I'm shipping from 6 to 10 o'clock every day.
Right.
And so it gets to the point that I'm actually manufacturing from 10 o'clock to 5 o'clock every day.
Jeez.
And so I'm doing both manufacturing and shipping. And he's doing the R&D,
I drink
playing on the computer. He actually took over the
I drink coffee and swear.
We have 2 casting rooms. One's with all of our stuff, and then we have a dredge room. In the dredge room with the new 8-inch, 10-inch, and all these other dredges, David's been actually doing casting of all the dredge mats. Is what he's been doing.
I help him
awesome.
too, and when it's
he
heavy,
helps.
so
Just a little bit, right? Just a little bit.
See, the reason I'm kind of here is because of the equipment behind me. I'm developing that product. That's the R&D I'm doing right now, because that manufacturing I'm going to take over also. So we are going to need someone to help us. So we have people we're looking at to do that. But the reality is right now, and we have a lot of people helping us with our business advice, and people we don't even want helping us with our business advice. But we are our own limit right now,
right,
with the worldwide market, and we can produce a lot more product. But we do still see with what you would say a level or grounded eye that it isn't like these isn't Nike shoes, and this isn't like this thing where, we see where the market's at. We're in a micro market. We see how much we can produce. We see what the demand is. We know what the other people are making and bringing in their products, and we see what we're doing. And, we in a lot of ways we have looked at saying, well, if we do this in sales projection, we'll be okay. If we do this, we'll be okay. And so far, all we've done has been getting in trouble. So far, we've been exceeding everything. So and because of the response of the people, and the reason why is I think is what's going on here is we have not to get into a different part of this conversation about DreamNat, but we're an organically grown company, meaning that this is about some of the most marketing that we do is right here, in podcasts like this, and also some other things, because it's really Facebook and word of mouth. This whole different way of seeing how this type of market is developed and what our product is, that no one reads magazines anymore. At least I don't. Maybe some other people. Maybe you guys do. Who knows? I know my uncle still reads his GPA magazine because he doesn't go on the internet because he's as a senior. He's over 70. But there used to be a time where you used to go to that GPA magazine, and if anything worth buying, it was in that magazine. That was like your source.
At the very back, yep. Last 4 pages.
It was like a lot of people kind of felt it was the gatekeeper of approved products.
Right.
And we really started to see and understand as the marketing started to change in the late 90s, where it was like what the masses used to do with GPA changed, and now everything was editorials. So really all it was exaggerated marketing, because the log home business we discovered because we couldn't figure out why our beautiful log homes were in the magazines until they told us we had to pay for every little inch to get it in.
Right.
And we realized it's marketing. So marketing worked because the people saw the ads, they saw the exposure, they saw the 5-page stories and thought that this was a great story, but really it was just an editorial paid for by the person with that product.
Right.
And so marketing did a really good job of setting up a lot of products in the prospecting community. And But now with the internet the way it is, that's kind of crashed and fell apart. And so how do you keep traction in this environment? It's got to be word of mouth. It's got to be what people are saying they like the best. And what we're seeing is we are an organic word of mouth grown company. And our customers are our best advertisers.
Right.
And we suck at videos. We suck at videos.
And we all still love the videos, David.
You know what? There was a time 2 years ago, I was afraid to, I almost wanted to give up. I take my phone, I throw it down, and say, I'm not going to release our video. And because sure as heck, the minute I release it, some troll's going to get on there and say, you're holding the camera the wrong way. Get a camera guy. Can you do something professional? You don't even look like a real company.
Yeah.
And that's what people would say. And I'm saying, but I'm just me. You know, and so what's funny is, but what people don't troll is other people who are excited about your product releasing their videos to the YouTube.
Right.
No matter even if they're on there doing goofy stuff, and I'm gonna make fun of some of my buddies because I love them so much. Even if they go, you know, and next time I'll catch you on the river, or if they say, you know, my buddies, I'm not making fun of them to be me, but you know, they can do any crazy thing they want, and everybody has fun. But if I try to do something crazy, people will go like, you know, your video sucked, and I'm like, really? And so it's nice.
Hey, you guys,
organic company, or these people are carrying our like their marketing force for free.
Yeah, I tell Dave, when we look at it is daily, we see all these people from around the world creating these videos and putting them on YouTube, and they're so excited about the Dream Map. We go, we don't have to promote ourselves. Everybody does it for us. We don't even
right.
It's crazy the amount of when one person tries the Dream Map for the first time and they say, look at all this, and you almost see them crying. I've seen it so many times. You see people crying, looking at it, going, "Oh my God!"
He caught that big.
You should have seen me and James dancing like little kids around that map, boy.
I'd be crying if I found that much gold.
All this hasn't been able to be captured before, and it's always been there. But now we got a vehicle that can actually catch it. Is what it is, and it's making it fun again. It's like going out, like tell Dave, it's like going out fishing with just a hook. Now we got a really good lure. Now we got what the fish are biting on.
Everybody's asking you, what fly are you fishing with? What are you fishing with? What's that? So I got a theory on this, and I share it with some people, but this is a fun theory, so this has got to be taken with a grain of salt. So we got all this technology for all these years doing the same thing, basically vertically lines against the flow, kind of all doing the same thing, stair steps, ladder, whatever, you know, all this stuff. And so the minute we get a mat that does something different and actually swirls around, takes it up against the flow, I think there's a couple things happening in our boxes in the creek with the gold. There's this. Okay, one, we know by tests, by taking a known amount of gold, putting it in a box and running it against the other stuff, we know we're catching the existing gold that's in there. But we know that these other mats in other systems, because of the way the vortexes work, certain golds are very hard for them to catch. Wire gold, super flat.
Flat gold, yep.
Gold. I mean, like, I'm talking, I got flakes of gold that are almost 3/8 of an inch round and are so flat that you can bend them. They're like kites. Okay. And then you got the other one that a lot of people don't talk about. I call it lava rock gold, where the whole gold is like hollow inside and porous, and it's been a lot of crushings. And that's so porous, it catches the flow, like and the flow gets into all those nooks and crannies and pulls it out. So you got it's really hard to catch gold. Instead of the easy gold, which is easy to catch, everybody can catch it. You know, I call it dumb gold, smart gold. So
that's one way of looking at it.
We put all the dumb fish in the pond. All the dumb fish. Like my stepdad used to tell me, we go fishing all the time. He goes, I'll clean smart ones, you clean dumb ones. We didn't understand what that meant. You know, and then he'd explain to us, well, smart ones don't get caught.
Right.
So anyways, so now we got this smart gold, and now we have a system to catch it. So we're doing two things. We're picking up gold behind other people because their systems weren't able to catch it. So we're not only effectively catching the gold that's there, that the other systems can catch, we're catching smart gold too. But some places, all that's left is the really smart gold. And I listen to these testimonies from people. I call them testimonies because that's what they kind of are. But people from Ohio and Kansas and Nebraska and Iowa, they say, yeah, they told me there's no gold in that creek. But I took a dream mat down there and I caught gold.
Yep.
And I'm sitting there thinking, okay, well, how come they didn't catch gold with their other systems? Because this
Right.
is down there. And so, are they rich? No. Like Tim, like it's funny is I told Tim we did a big dredging adventure. Me and Frank did about 3 years ago at this spot that we were dredging, and we dredged. I said like 2 dump truckloads of material in 2 days. I mean, we could actually walk across, filled the hole, could walk across the tailing pile. I'm telling you, I was like rubber arm, monkey armed. I could barely. Frank had a little equipment packer with the little tracks and stuff to take equipment back up the hill. And he goes, so how'd you do? I go, we got about 3 grams. I go, not even enough to pay for gas or any equipment in there. I go, there just isn't a lot of gold down here. But in every can, you seem to get sparkles. But because Libby Creek has way more gold than Cherry Creek. But it's just harder to find a good spot on Libby Creek because of the way the claims run. James understands this. He does his own claim, so he's spoiled. And I'm waiting for him to open up the road because, I didn't get all this fat on me to work it off over the Kelly humps and stuff and pack my stuff up. There, then I'll drive.
We could talk about that, can't we, James? My goodness, holy hell!
I was just in there, just to look around the other day, and I was actually amazed. No one.
My arms still hurt. And it's been 3-4 damn weeks.
we'll get that road reopened. I got to concentrate on the rest of dredging season. I'm going to be talking with Shannon Poe, another claim owner on that same road, the 50/50 placer claim. We're going to all be getting together, and that road will be reopened. I guarantee it. It may take us a little time, and I think the little time will be just by the beginning.
It's all good. We'll be up there when it's open. We'll be hanging out.
And, hey,
Tim, bring some of your waffles.
I have another spot that you guys are so welcome to come over. You can test anything you want on Libby Creek. Come on anytime. Just let me know. Just PM me on Facebook, and you guys on in. I'll give you the combo to the lock. If I'm not there, have a good time.
You guys ought to come to our group dig next summer. You guys got to come out, bullshit a little bit, have some fun, and get some gold.
That would
right
be
there on.
And we're gonna move.
Oh yeah, you guys are going to be having it while I'm on vacation this year. Yep.
No, next year. Next summer.
Next year we're gonna move it to the first day of dredging season. And we're just
there you go.
Thing.
Okay. I thought you guys were having it like in August or something.
This year it's in August.
Yeah, I'll be on vacation on Holland Lake with my family that week, so
just honk as you go by.
Well, I'll be on the other side of the valley.
Yeah, you didn't say Howard, you said Holland. That's right.
Oh yeah, Holland Lake, not Howard. Yep.
Yeah. But yeah, next year, come on out. We're gonna start the digs. We'll make it an annual thing, and we'll do it the first day of dredge season. It'll make it a lot of fun.
That would be fun. Yeah, because I'll have a new dredge, so I won't have to have 2 people help me carry it down the hill. I'll be able to do it myself. So that'd be cool.
Yeah, that's the thing that we decided to start doing was the group digs. Because I kind of want to touch on that subject just a hair. Just recently, you see a lot of people, a lot of different miners and prospectors starting to come together. Beforehand it was, this is my secret space. This is my own, don't you dare come near me type of, I guess, aura or environment, But now you start seeing these guys come out from the woodworks and start unifying. And that's kind of what we were, me and Shannon and James were talking about was guys are starting to get out and go together as groups or this.
Like the Northwest Montana's Prospector Club up there in Libby, they have their monthly events, during the summer, and they do their day.
Right.
But they got all the trommels. It's kind of like a group event. They got great. If my opinion, you could just go for the food,
Right.
But I don't know how it's been this year. But it seems like one of my problems with the group digs is always seems like I got 2 young kids and family and all these stuff going on. every time there's an event that I want to go to and do something, there's other stuff going on. And it's like, come on, man.
Right.
And so I rarely get out to do it. And then I got some friends that want me to go to Zortman. I got people that want me to go to the beach, but now the beach is like getting closed down. And then, we got, and there's also the LDMAs, the LDMA camps, they're all over. They're starting to get stronger now because of their reorganization, and they're taking off better, I think. So there is a community out there, but even like the up there in Libby, you don't hear much about it. And they're a pretty tight group, but they're a great group. They're a great group of guys. Braxton used to be the president of that group, and for years, and he's actually poured mats for me for when I started out. So he helped me with that, and that was kind of neat. Because here I got this product that's really non-traditional and controversy, and he's helping me make this product and sell it. And then they started using the mats up at the dig, and it was pretty exciting because they would send me pictures going, we're finding nuggets on your mats, and
that's awesome,
and stuff like that. And now they got mats and the cleanup for the cube, and so a lot of ways, that there's a few guys, older folks, who are set in their ways, and but you want to know what? I always say this there's nothing wrong with tradition, and there's nothing wrong with enjoying equipment to have fun and do it your own way. But when it comes to advancement, we see that their drum brakes are no longer being used. Inner tubes are gone. Flip phones are away with. So tradition and superstition for advancements, what is a different subject than being a traditionalist, because I would rather, like, for example, I got a bamboo fly fishing rod. And I've often thought to myself, I need to go out and go fishing with that some more, because it used to be my dad's, just for fun. There's nothing wrong with that, even though it won't perform near what a regular rod will. But there's a reason behind it, and a good reason.
Yeah, most definitely.
Yep.
No, I totally get that. That's and that's the thing. A lot of the old timers that have been, around the block, been doing it for years and years and years, whether it's just prospecting a creek or, doing it full blown, dredging and all that good stuff. All those guys still do that. You still see the YouTube videos once in a great blue moon. You still see, that, but you see a lot of these new prospectors coming out, and I wouldn't say changing, the tradition, but, it's a positive thing that more people are coming to it, coming to prospecting and mining. That's what I love the most.
Is almost, and I'm saying this in a very obtuse way, because we know how big the sporting goods industry is when we go into these big developers.
Yeah.
Prospecting is almost turning into a sport like fishing. And I say this because, for example, I get an order from a company. They call me. It's a machine shop in Billings. They call me. He wants to order some mats. He goes, I want to order some mats, but I want to order a bunch of them. And your website, with onesie, twosie with shipping, I don't want to pay the shipping for each mat over and over again. So let's order some mats. Like, okay, sorry. So we start taking your order. Well, I want this many of this mat, this mat, this mat. And I listen to this order, and I'm like, are you wanting to become a distributor? And he goes, no, I just need some mats. Go do some prospecting. I'm going, like, we're over 20 mats. And I'm sitting there thinking, oh, okay, and I go, what are you doing with these? He goes, well, we're here at a machine shop in Billings, and we do high-tech engineering machining and a lot of aerospace customers, and so we got a lot of people from California. They fly in, and I go, okay, and we usually go out on the Bighorn and give them a treat. We float down the river, go fly fishing, and I'm like, okay, and he goes, but lately people would rather prospect than fly fish, so we end up going down the river and we're prospecting. Yep. So we're machine shops, so we're making our own sea spots. This is in high bakers, and I watch your bats because they're really awesome. Everybody's talking about it. And I go, so what you're saying is people are coming in from out of state. Instead of taking them fly fishing on the Bighorn, which you should be doing, because that's what I want to go do right now. By the way, you can come take me fly fishing. I'll put my sluice box down, go fly fishing, drink some beer, I'm in.
Hey, I'll go with you.
And your customers would rather prospect on the Bighorn, catch a little bit of flower gold. And he goes, yeah, and why? And why is that? Because sometimes the Bighorn can be pretty hard fishing, especially when it's hot and you don't catch much, but you can always catch gold. And I'm like, you gotta be kidding me.
Right. No, that's true.
You have got to be kidding me. And he goes, yeah, if you ever come down to Billings, let us know, and maybe we'll hook up. And I'm like, wow.
Yep. No, it's
Danger.
no, it's awesome.
Seeing that, you're seeing these people getting together, and it's about, well, I call it the three F's. Friends, family. You know what I mean? And so we get all the friends and family together and stuff, and it creates fun. The three F's and stuff. And so what it creates having a prospecting family, and you get down in the river like me and David the other day, went down there, packed everything, camped literally 2 feet from the river, sat out there, and it was like, I had more fun just sitting around, relaxing, enjoying,
Right.
Cooking, than
I'm loading up the rig. I'm loading up the rig right when we get done with this podcast, and I'm out here tomorrow.
Yeah.
I warned everybody on Prospecting Buddy today. I said, hey, carry my weight, guys, because I'm out. Time to go do some dredging and get on the creek. I just love the evening time when it's all over for the day. And you just sit there and you think about it, and you listen to the woods around you. You listen to the creek, and it's
just being out there is pure bliss.
Yeah,
just being out there.
Bliss.
All the worries and the trappings of day-to-day life, are on the sidelines, for temporarily. We all know that we got to jump back into the real world again when we come home, but it's cheaper than any shrink I know of. To me, that it's therapy. It relaxes me, and I get to get some shiny at the same time.
Yeah, I mean, like for us, watching these little sluice boxes, these little 6x24s, which is our best-selling product, it's like you say, it's become the new fly rod of the thing. And everybody wants it for their backpack, and the amount of gold you can catch in this little sluice compared to what you could before with this is amazing. And
you could feed the heck out of them too. The heck out of them.
I mean, that's the number one question I get, and let's just put it with the dredge map: is how long can I run this thing before I clean it out?
Yep.
I get that question.
The magic question. Yeah, how can I dream that before I clean it out? Well, the inventor, the guy who made the mat, he runs it all day. Okay, and the only time I've cleaned out my mat more than once,
change holes.
All right, is when I switch holes. I want to do a power check and just check things. But the only time I've honestly cleaned out because I felt the mat was overburdened was I was moving a bunch of material on Cherry Creek, and it was top overburden. And in the overburden was a plethora, otherwise a large amount of 1/8-inch cubed hematite. So I was in the mat for a while, and it was about 2 hours. And I moved all this overburden. I looked at my mat, and all my cells were filled with these 1/8-inch little cubes. And I thought to myself, that looks pretty gridlocked. So I used the common sense, cleaned out, started again. Now, the mines, they all want to know that question too, because what do they want to do? The mines want to clean out less as possible.
Yeah.
So the people
run.
Can we run it? Can we run it all day like miner's moss? And I'm going, it depends on what your material is. And what I always tell people, especially that are running a lot of material like trommels and stuff because they can't see into the water, put your hand in the box. When you're running the material, your feed rate's good if you can feel the top of the cells. If you can't feel the top of the cells, you got a big sand slide going through there, that's bad. But what you don't want to feel when you put your hand in there is everything kind of empty and hardly anything in the little cells, the little holes, because that means you're blowing everything out and you're running too fast or too steep. But if you're running just right, you should feel material moving through the box, and you should be able to feel material in the cells, but you should be able to feel it. The material shouldn't be stopped, packed, or not moving. So the whole key is active exchange. That means everything's got to be moving. A lot of people get pretty freaked out because this is what they do. And I'm telling you this right now from experience, because we put the camera in the box. This dang thing has got me going the wrong direction. I put the camera in the box over a cell, and we're watching it. We're running, material's coming in, It's got a rock stuck in it for a few seconds. It comes out. Material's coming in. It's actively exchanging. And then we go, all right, shut it off. And then there's right at the end, it flushes and this bigger rock sets in the cell. Everything flushes, stops. And so now nothing's moving. And they look at it, and the guy that's not watching the camera goes, aha, see? The cell is packed full of stuff. It's gridlocked. Nothing's moving. And I go, so do you want to watch the footage? Do you want to watch the footage where everything was moving before we turned it off? And they're like, because all they see is what it looks like when we turned it off. And so all they see is the rocks in there, and they think, hey, that was packed out. But here's the deal. I go to a regular riffle box with carpet in riffles. When I turn it off, are the rocks or something not moving or laying there, or does it not? It would look any different. But how come that box isn't packed out?
Right.
See, it's the people are really worried that there's no exchange happening. And so what you got to do, and a lot of secret angle, secret flow, when do I clean out? You got to be a observer of nature. You got to look in the box, and you got to be able to see the material coming in and going out. And if the cells are blowing out, it's too fast or too steep.
Right.
The cells are filling up too much and overburdening, too slow or too flat. So, and you got to make adjustments. But once
Find
you
a happy medium.
coming in and out at a really good, consistent rate, and
Right.
it's taking exchange, in my opinion is, all right, it depends on what kind of person you are. Are you the big person like me that's going to want to take shovel after shovel after shovel? Or you got the littler shovel? And you even see those people, they got the special little garden shovels because they just like using that for their troubles because they got big shovels. No, I'm saying different size people. So you got an 8-inch, 10-inch, or are you an 8-inch sluice guy, 12-inch sluice guy, or are you a 10-inch sluice guy?
Right.
So what I want to do is I want to set up my box. So I get my shovel load of material. I go over there, boom, I throw it in. I go get my next shovel load, come back. By the time I do that, I want my box to clear up. So I'm a 12-inch box guy.
Right.
Boom. Because if I had an 8-inch box, I would have to sit there with my shovel and hold it and wait. And I don't mind drinking beer when I'm prospecting, but that would be too much beer. So I got to kind of keep it, or else things fall apart.
Right.
So, and then just have beer breaks rather than trying to have it while you're sluicing. So, anyways, and I'm clumsy too because I would just fill my beer. So, and
I got
a beer holder on a shovel. You know what I'm saying?
Well, we got some comments here.
Why isn't anybody else laughing? See, look at neither of you guys were laughing about a beer holder on a shovel. I thought that was a funny joke. That's what I put up with all the time. I come to work, doesn't laugh at my jokes. No one laughs at my jokes.
Hey, they're good jokes. They're good jokes.
Good jokes.
I feel better now. Thank you.
Comments as well. So, you know what people want to say.
So we got some comments here. I'm gonna run through some comments here that we got.
Thomas Stevens, your joke isn't funny.
And hey, before we went to break, we did talk about a giveaway, and we never went into that. So
we're gonna do so let's jump on the comments real quick, and then we'll get to the giveaway because I also got something special here. Hey David, I got something to give away that could be ran through that.
All right, dirt.
Hey, dirt.
Woohoo! So we got some comments here. We got, let's see here. Hi guys, thank you for such a great product. I used the dredge mat for the first time today, and I was giggling like a little girl watching it work its magic. This was in my river sluice in a not so fast river. I can speak to the dredge now. Next comment. Let's see here. I would like to get some for my river sluice. Let's see, another one. I need to get 3 of these ASAP. And I believe they were talking about the combo mats with that one. Let's see here. Question: When you are at the vendor events, have you ever had any of the other big companies come over and try your mats out?
I will plead the Fifth Amendment on that. And
that's fine.
Myself.
That's fine. We can keep going. No worries. All right. Let's see here. I love using dredge mat as dredge and high banker. It handles the material amazing. Let's see here. Malcolm says, boys, have you got decals? Yes, they do. In fact,
I want to apologize to everybody that got all my first stickers because I went to a bumper sticker website and bought stickers, So when the sites like bumpersticker-something.com, you think it's a bumper sticker? And I bought all these stickers and they fell apart. They weren't bumper stickers.
Hey, David, I got to tell you something. Check it out. Okay, so
Both of you.
funny story. Funny story. So when I started making T-shirts and decals and stickers and stuff like that, I'd send a sticker out for every T-shirt purchase, you know. And I started sending all these stickers out. And I saw a video, I think it was from Stephen Bertrand, and I sold him there was a great big sticker on his sluice that he has, and it was just a pure sheet of gold. There was no ink left. The ink had washed off. And then I had another guy post on the Prospecting Buddy page, and he posted with a picture of the back of his car, and it was just a square thing of gold. And he goes, well, at least I could call it a gold bar now. So I learned my lesson the hard way with trying to make my own stickers. And so I ended up finally outsourcing and getting decals that won't, the ink won't wash off of the sticker.
I bought stickers from a bumper sticker store, and they were good stickers, but they fell apart. Yeah. So now we got good stickers now. They work. But like me and my brother are in the same boat. We got these dead stickers, with paper dangling off, falling apart on our rigs. And it's like,
we're going to use all those to put on our shipping package.
We're putting them on our shipping box.
There you go. Yeah, that's a good idea. I need to start doing that, James. I got a bunch of them left.
You buy a bumper sticker from a place called Bumper Sticker something. You think it's a bumper sticker. And they don't tell you, little fine print that, the reason this one was cheaper is because it's no good.
The internet is
right.
Is a scammer's delight.
So we got another comment here. Let's see. I only have the 6x16-inch mini dream mat so far, and I love it. It's the best for cleanups. Can't wait to get a dredge mat for my high banker dredge combo.
It's all right. Very popular lately, those high banker dredge combos.
Big time. Yeah, big time. Nothing but positivity over here, guys. I love it. Nothing but positivity. Oh, I had let's see if I could find, I got one more really good question for you guys. It's from a good buddy of mine, Sergio. I don't know if you're still watching, Sergio. Let's see here.
I think I just sent him a mat today.
Did you? Probably. I don't doubt it.
I think he just ordered a dredge mat for his Gold Hog sluice. So he took their matting out, and he's putting yours in.
Yeah.
So that's what I did.
All right. Let's see here. Sergio says, will you be making more of the American... Yeah, I read that right. American flags mat. Will you be making more of them?
Yes, we will. We actually still got some on the rack.
Woohoo! Good deal.
Well, the American flag mat, I think, is that specialty one that David made.
Oh, the flag. Yes, I am going to make some more of those.
Good deal.
And actually, I'm going to probably do a promotion every 4th of July where I'm going to take orders and just charge a little more and make custom-filled orders for people. So this fall, though, as soon as we got some catching up to do, I'm going to do another American flag mat where it's going to be the 24 by 48, and then I'm going to do a 16-inch one where it's going to be more like the military-looking one. It's going to have the big star and then the red and white kind of stripe, like the decals. Nice. Just do some stuff and then offer them for sale for a little bit more. So see someone who's a veteran or someone who likes that kind of stuff will get on there on the site. It'll be in our promotional areas, pick one up, and then we can kind of see what people like, and then we can. That are willing to pay a little bit more for, a couple bucks more for our time to do that, and then we can kind of keep that moving, and people can ask. And also, never be afraid to ask. If you got a specific color or design or something, we'll be more than happy to try and slop some goop on the mat for you for a few extra bucks just for some fun.
But like these little pocket sluices we have, is right now, it's people that have been on there ordering on Prospector's Dream. If you order anything $100 over, you get a free one of these. So we're giving a $20 pocket sluice out right now with every order over 100, which are the USA ones. Of course, 4th of July, but Olympics are going on right now. So
perfect time.
Yeah, that's what we're kind of running right now. I got a whole bunch.
You got kind of some Bigfoot on you, mister.
And
You got
Oh,
some
I can see it.
Bigfoot hair.
before you know it,
He's becoming a natural Bigfoot now. Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Contact.
All right, so let's go ahead and do this giveaway here. How do you guys want to do this? You guys want to
Who
do
was the
numbers?
10th? Who was the 10th person on the chat? Who was the 10th
Ooh.
person on the chat gets the box?
Oh, let's start.
And
at
that
the
makes it
beginning
easy.
here.
can you see that?
Let's see here.
The 6x24 with a mini mat and an actual micro mat with it. So you get 2 mats with it. You get the.
Are you guys talking about the 10th comment?
10th comment.
10th
Yep.
comment.
Who's the 10th
All
comment?
right. Let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, nope, that don't count. That's James. Redo.
Okay, who's the 11th comment?
Or 9.
Who's the 11th? Who's after James?
Giveaways, man.
Let's see here. Who is that show? Let's see here. This one here.
Alco's really close to that.
Go ahead and put your name in there. Let's see whose comment is
That
that.
person just needs to send you that info, and then we'll get that info from you and send it in a box.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I can't see whose comment that is. Yeah. All
Whoever
righty.
the
So
Facebook user is, huh?
yeah, I know. That's what's funky. Let's see if we got a comment here. Yeah, buddy. All right, whoever's comment was that one there. Go ahead and put your name in there real quick, and then we'll know exactly who it is. It says that's me. Let's see here.
Who's me?
Chuck Butler. So Chuck Butler, you just won yourself a sluice, buddy.
Woohoo!
Mr. Chuck Butler.
Awesome.
All right.
We got 2 more giveaways.
All right.
These little pocket sluices. Let's put one out to the very first comment.
All right. Let's see here. Very first comment is Mr. Steven Gessler. Mr. Steven Gessler.
Right on, Steven.
Steven Gessler.
And
Good
then you-
deal.
And whatever one you want to give this one to, this next one. We got 2 pocket sluices.
Let's see here. Let's do go ahead and pick a number, and I'll go ahead and see whose comment that was. That is
I like lucky number 7.
number 7. All right, let's see who's number 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Mr. Malcolm Roberts.
That's going all the way
Malcolm
to
Roberts.
Australia. Woohoo!
Mr. Malcolm Roberts. All right, now it's time to give one of these bad boys away.
All right.
So
So where's that
hopefully
from? Is that off of James's claim?
this is from 10 or 11 miles from the Canadian border. Or no. Let me rephrase that. Sorry. This is Arizona Gold from
Yeah,
Mr. Stephen Bertrand.
Okay.
Arizona Gold from Mr. Stephen Bertrand. That's what that is.
Ooh,
All right, let's see
That's
here.
pretty gold right there.
It is.
Really
It's
lucky. He's
yeah,
got-
it's really nice looking gold, that's
yeah,
for sure. I almost wanted to keep it.
beautiful
I almost wanted to keep it.
desert gold.
Hey, you probably already said it like got the gold, and put the dirt back in it.
Yeah, right.
I can't say this.
Exactly.
A little news
Right.
from Libby Crick in our claim. We just had the gold assay.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Any guesses on what it came out to? 80%. 80%.
Yeah, I saw that. You were talking about your
Yeah,
assay.
so it was a really good number. We're very darn happy about it. So,
That makes me want to get my shit packed tonight for next weekend's excursion.
you should just say I'm not doing whatever I'm doing this weekend and come on over anyway. Let's do
Hell,
two
I'll get in
foods
the
and-
car right now. I'll get in the
All right,
car
there you
right
go.
now. All right, let's see. Go ahead and
What's the
pick a
goal?
number, David. Pick a number.
Well, for what? The dirt. Oh, for
Yeah,
the dirt?
for the dirt. Yeah.
How high does the number got to be? What are we looking for?
Let's see. Something below 20.
20.
20 it is. All right, let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 13, 14, 15,
There was a
16,
12 you
17.
missed in there. Okay, you said like with 11 to 13. See,
Yeah,
I thought
I
you
didn't
had all
jump
those fingers
from
and
11 to
toes.
13.
Oh, shit.
This is someone's fingers and toes.
This is why I run the scale.
Oh, it was me. I guess I get to keep the dirt, right? No. Just...
You messed up his count now, David.
Just start all over.
All right, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Who said what's up, Alfred? Let's see here. All right, whoever said this, let me guess. Is that you, James? I'll be
I did
damned.
not say what's up, Alfred. I did
Okay.
not. I'm looking right now.
Okay, I was gonna say, God damn it, you're a lucky duck.
No, then I would think more like unlucky in this situation.
Oh, I guess you're right. Yeah, because we'd have to redo it. He said, "Oh, it's Chuck Butler. That was me
Yeah, it's
again.
Chuck Butler again.
Holy hell!
Now
It's
he
your
has
lucky night."
He gets to run the paper
And a
through
sluice.
his sluice.
Look at that! Look at that! I'll be damned.
All
I'll be damned. All righty, guys. Well, it's been a good couple of hours. I really appreciate you guys coming on the podcast and doing a giveaway and whatnot. It's been freaking awesome. You guys are rock stars. You guys don't give yourself enough credit. I think you guys got to pat yourself on the back a little bit more for the product you guys came out with. You guys do a damn good job, and all of the guys over at Prospecting Buddy, they love it. We can't get enough of it, and as you could see, all the comments, man, is nothing but positivity. So
One of the things that always
appreciate you guys.
this company is, and me is, because I do this a lot, even no matter what I'm doing. People say I joke around too much, but I always want to have fun. And you want to know what? When I was prospecting with my uncle, we weren't finding no gold. It was no fun. It sucked. It was like work, and you went home and you're sore, and it's like, dude, know how long I dug and we didn't get nothing.
Yeah.
So finding gold is fun.
Yep.
Well, you guys being able to be entrepreneurs like you are, that's the American freaking dream, is work for yourselves, come out with something that everybody loves, and, make your own schedule. I mean, don't get me wrong, your guys' schedule is freaking insane, and, but you got to look at it this way. For right now, it's going to be like that. You got an amazing product, and a couple years down the road, you guys are going to have this thing sorted out right to a T on every website, on every, it'll be branched out, and you guys will be looking back at this interview and being like, holy shit, look at where we were compared to where we're at now. You know what I mean? So
I can't believe where we're at right now. Blows me away.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Blows me away where Prospecting Buddy is in 10 months, 11 months.
Yeah.
Real time.
Yeah.
If they have a good product, guys, I love using it. It is.
We love it.
I went from VMAT and Hungarian riffles to a dredge mat, from not catching gold on Libby Creek to catching every piece of gold that comes through my damn sluice. So
This guy tore apart the HB14 Han Coupe High Banker. He had that damn thing down to nothing and outfitted it completely, put that dredge mat in there, and I almost think that James sleeps with that damn thing under his pillow. I don't doubt it. I really don't doubt it one bit.
Outside my bedroom window.
I don't doubt it one bit, dude.
Well, it is. Like you said, it's all about going out on our weekends when most of us only have time off, and you want to enjoy it and have fun.
Yeah.
Right.
And catch
And that's
fish,
where it's at.
catch gold, and be with people that you love and can shoot the breeze with and enjoy it versus just saying, when I go out go hunting, a lot of people like going hunting with me because they go, Tim kills the animals. So it's like, okay, you have to do the research. You have to do the time. You have to do these things. You just don't go out and just all of a sudden, oh, I forgot to sight my gun in this year.
Right.
And you miss the animal.
I've missed more animals than he's killed.
Yeah. Whatever.
It's way more.
Okay. Yeah, I probably believe that. But anyways, next time we do a thing, we'll have my elk heads in here, but they're all in the house. But it's that same way. You got to, once you've got a product that works and you believe in it, then it's fun going out just being out there with people, but at the same time, it's a bonus killing something or finding the gold. Why
Right.
not? Why not do both?
Right. Right.
You
Yep.
Yeah,
No, you guys make a fine product.
Yep.
You guys make a fine product.
Hey, appreciate you guys having us.
Yeah, most definitely. We
Send me the info on the sluices, and we'll send them out.
You got it. Sounds good. Well, I appreciate you guys being on here, and I'm sure we'll get you on another episode here soon enough. We
All
love
right,
having you.
I'll be hopefully before drive season's over. I might make it down there and hang out with James on the claim, and
Yeah.
Just shoot me a message, man.
might have to sweat to walk a mile up the road. But
Yeah, we can drive right to the claim, and we can just.
Yeah, you can drive to the claim now as long as you don't have
I have a
a
new
super
claim.
wide vehicle. You're good to
40
go.
acres
okay,
up-
I got a little Jeep, so I can probably get up there.
There you go.
Yep.
So,
There you go. All right, guys. Well, you guys have a good night. James, you have a good night. And we'll talk to you guys soon.